The journey we're taking is the journey within you. Everybody has their own story and their own journey to share. Every journey conceals another journey within its lines, the path not taken and the forgotten angle. The journey within you, where you will listen to stories from others sharing their triumphs and struggles that led them to where they are today. Welcome to the journey within you. Today I am kind of a little bit excited on who I have with me today. I thought about maybe we should do a special podcast about how we fell in love and how we met. And today I have my husband, Tim Ard, with me.
Hello.
Hi. I'm so glad to have you here. It's
25 years we've been married, and this is the 26th Valentine's Day.
And it'll be 26 years in March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
This is
but it's our 26th Valentine together.
Valentine's is before March.
Right. So I want to give a little backstory, and I want to see if you remember some of it and see how we met.
Okay.
So I had been divorced about 2 years, and I decided I'm tired of being by myself. Maybe I should get out there and try to date and meet people and do things. And I tried the dating apps. And that wasn't too cool. I didn't like it. And so I thought, I'm just going to write an ad. I'm going to put it in the Atlanta Constitution and put it out there.
Online, Atlanta Constitution.
Yeah. And this guy read it. And do you remember what happened? You answered it. And you were like, when can we meet? And I was like, how about Sunday at my dad's church? And he's like, okay, that sounds good. Well, I was a nervous wreck. I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm going to meet this guy on Sunday, and he's coming to my dad's church, and that means in front of everybody, not just by myself. And he came in. I remember him pulling up in the white Yukon, and he pulled up in the parking lot, and I was like, oh, my word, what have I got myself into? He's one good-looking man. I was like, this scares me. I don't know.
Maybe used to be. Maybe used to be.
No, you still.
No, I had it set for Paulding County and Douglas County. You know, kind of like the filter.
Yeah.
And so that filter picked up anything in Douglas and Paulding, and it popped up on the screen. So I said, well, I'll have to send a message to that, and then I said, it's even better when you said that we'd meet at your dad's church.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm kind of into that stuff, but and that worked out really good.
It did, and I was like, the ad, I didn't really put it in like the love ads or whatever. I just put it in the want ads.
Yeah, it was in the
and
want
you were
ads.
Like, well, that was impressive that you put it in the want ads.
Yeah.
And I told back. We still have that somewhere, that piece of paper. And I was trying to find it so I could read it, but it basically just told him that I was looking for someone that loved outdoors, loved animals.
Animals.
He was not an animal guy, so it was kind of funny. But love animals. I told him about had children, like being outside, love, dinners out and that kind of thing. And so he answered, and he came on Sunday. And I remember we were standing there singing together. And that just meant so much to me. Hearing him sing, I thought, oh, yeah, I love to sing. Mm-hmm. And then I looked up in the choir, and a dear sweet friend of ours, she looked at me, and she's like, he's a keeper. And I'm like, how do you know? You don't even know him yet. But she said that out to me, mouthed it to me, and I thought that was so sweet of her. But then we had a good morning at church, and then you decided that we should go out to lunch, and we went to the $3 cafe, and we had such a good time talking about, his business and what he was doing in life. And at the time, he was running it all by himself, and he had outside help helping him with the office, and he was kind of moving it around, talking, maybe that'd be something I might like to do for him and help him. And, we just talked, and then we thought, well, let's just ride to LJ, get out for the day and, go hiking or something. So we took off, I think it was LJ. We went up into the mountains.
Up near Tallulah.
Yeah, and you took me riding around up there, and we walked a little ways in the park, but I really wasn't.
Waters Creek.
Shoes for it, yeah.
Waters Creek.
And then we, on the way back, we thought, let's go to a movie. Meantime, my mom is calling and texting, or I guess she was calling. I don't remember if she could text at that time. But she was calling, worried to death, like, why aren't you back? And I was like, we're fine, everything's good. And then I started just ignoring her, calling me. And so we went to the movies.
She didn't like me.
No, she was like, wait. And we went to the movies, and then we thought, after the movies, we stopped at Starbucks and had a nice coffee. And then we got back to the house, and it was about 11 o'clock. And she was met us at the door. And she's like, where have you had her? Yeah. You were supposed to be back here for church. And we were like, no, we didn't say we were coming back. But anyway, and so we got done, and I thought, oh, goodness, I've got to go to Walmart and pick up my daughter's Christmas gift because she was coming back in the next day. And he said, well, you're not going to Walmart by yourself. And so he followed me over there, and you helped me pick out the radio system for her. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm not going to bother you tomorrow because I know she's coming in. And then Tuesday, I got a call. And he invited me to go to, what was that church we went to for a Bible study?
Orange Hill.
Orange Hill, yeah. We went to a Bible study for sing and praise, and it was wonderful. We had a great time. And we haven't basically been apart since then. I mean, we were just like on it, and everybody was like, ooh, this is fast. And by, I guess, week 2, we both knew that we were ready, that we wanted to be committed to each other forever. We knew that we were wanting to get married. I think he was a little concerned because he knew he's going to be on the road a lot. And he's, I'm gone. He kept telling me that, I'm gone a lot. I kept saying, I'll be okay. Because I really loved his passion for what he was doing. He was living his purpose. He looks at it as a big mission field in what he's doing, and he's given it totally to God. So it's who he is. Yep. I said, I accept the whole package. I love what you're doing. Yeah, chainsaws. That is a big part of our lives. So we got going along. We thought, well, I guess we'll ask my dad to marry us. And so we told my dad.
That was convenient and pretty cheap, too.
Yeah, pretty cheap. And we were like, Dad, we want to get married. And he's like, are you sure? You guys okay with this? And you want to do this? And we're, yes, we want to do this. And told his mom, and she kind of like rolled her eyes at me like, y'all are a little bit fast on this one. And but all turned out good. But our first Valentine's was close to his son's birthday, too. We had all that together. And we were going out for Valentine's dinner. And do you remember what happened? It was either on the way back or on the way out. We had a flat tire. Do you remember that? And it was raining. And I got out to help him, and he just kind of looked at me. He's like, he was so impressed that I took the time to get out of the car, and not a whole lot that I could do, but I was out there with him to support him getting that tire changed. Mm-hmm. So we could get out of the middle of the road. We won't talk about how many times you ran out of gas, though, while we were. You remember those times?
Yeah.
He kind of pushed it on that Yukon, and he would run out of gas, and we'd have to push it in somewhere. I was like, oh, my goodness. But, yeah. So that was a great Valentine's. That was the start of our Valentine's, and it was really, really fun one. I mean, we had a good time after we got wherever we were going. I don't remember exactly, but we tried the part of him traveling and me at home and doing all the things, and then I started thinking about, hey, what if we traveled in an RV together and go from place to place in training?
So we approached over at John Bleakley's. And he had me doing some carving for an open house. Yeah. I had met the sales manager at that time, mm-hmm. and he had me over there. And I remember John Bleakley. He said, "Can't you find some work to do?" And I carved a RV for him and an eagle or something, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Somehow the sales manager decided that they wanted to sponsor us in our travels. Mm-hmm. And so we had a Winnebago Vectra.
That was our first one.
97 model. Mm-hmm. And so we put pictures on the side of it and started to travel around in it.
I think we had some little decals that we had made up.
Had some big
application.
Decals.
Yeah, not on the Vectra. That was the bus that we got, the big stuff.
Oh, it had a picture on the side of the Vectra. That was the big one. There's a big picture on the side of the Vectra.
I'm not remembering that part. But
that one we did about, 50,000 miles or so, and it just couldn't handle it. And so I went back to John, and he said, we need to find a bus. Mm. And so we started looking, and I had located one down in the Orlando, Florida area. Mm-hmm. And we went down there and took a look at it, kind of fell in love with it. It's a 1980 MCI, like an old Greyhound. Yeah. And we went back, talked to John, and he said, I can finance it for you. And so he did. They set it up, and they handled all of our service on the Vectra and all of that. It was super, super people.
Good people, yeah.
And it all started off a chainsaw carving is how it all started.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was nice having Laura traveling, and then we had Tina with us for a while.
Yeah, she didn't like traveling too much. So.
And then she started staying with your mom.
Yeah.
But then we had Michaela. After that, she traveled with us in the bus. We had 572,000 miles on that many
miles. And we both could write a book, I think, on the trips just in that bus alone.
Yeah.
On things that happened to us as we traveled. I mean, everybody thinks it's just rosy and everything's great because you're getting to do all these things, but we had some hard days and we had some hard times of things breaking down or getting stuck somewhere or getting towed out at 11 o'clock at night out of the snow because we slid down into a pasture, right next to a
cornfield,
pole.
Actually.
Yeah, right next to a pole. And so, and then going out across a mountain that we should not have been on and closing my eyes because I was scared to death as we crossed it, and then landing into a Cracker Barrel that night.
Yeah.
We stayed there. We're like, we're done. We are done with traveling today. But so the MCI served us well. I mean, it was a great vehicle. People, I still laugh. They'd say, how big are you? And I'd say, Greyhound bus. I mean, we were that. And plus, we towed behind us. So we were huge. And then we'd pull up to the site, and they were like, you guys are big. And we can't believe how big you are.
The Bleakleys couldn't handle the service on that one. So we found a gentleman, Todd Lay, down at Atlanta Custom Coach. Yeah. And he took care of us for about 10, 11 years.
Yeah, he did. He wrapped it, too, for us, didn't he, one time?
Yeah. We were wrapped to Husqvarna, a Swedish countryside, and a big chainsaw on the side of it.
It was really cool.
Yeah. And
we got a lot of people stopping and taking pictures as they were going by us and honking the horns. And so that was really neat, having that on there. And no matter where we were, people would come up and ask questions about chainsaws because they'd see the Husqvarna on the side. Mm-hmm. But that was a lot of fun. And then we found our home here in Rome, Georgia. We fell in love with this place. We got here in, I think it was September. And then by July, we took the girls, Michaela and Mackenzie, with us on about a 3-week trip. Mm-hmm. And then things changed. And they became permanent guests in our home. And so that meant me coming off the road. That was a hard time for me. I didn't want to come off the road, and I was nervous about him being out there doing all the things, and the bus was really just too much for you. Yeah. So he decided we sold it to another couple, and he found a smaller RV. And started traveling in that with Reese. He had the dog. But I was home 8 years, and I was like, oh, man, we just 2 lives. It became feeling like we were living 2 lives. He was out doing his thing. I was doing my thing here. He'd come on the weekend, and we'd be like, yay, happy to see you, back out again. And, life just kept going. And once the girls got old enough to do their thing and move on, we decided, I'm back. I'm coming back. I don't want to be at home. I want to be with you. That's what our purpose is to work together, to travel together, do our thing together. Mm-hmm. And so we found an RV, and you can talk about that one because you know more about where we found it and how we got that one.
Yeah, that one we located off of Camping World. Mm-hmm. It was uplisted in their regional ads in Manassas, Virginia. Mm-hmm. And so we went up, took a look at it, and it had about 21,000 miles on it.
Not much.
We got about 87 on it now.
Oh gosh! Yeah.
And you liked it so much better because of the slides.
Yeah, the slides was a big thing for me.
So it opens up and.
Well, the bus was 8 feet wide.
8 feet wide, so, 36 feet long,
and we have dogs. And many dogs, so it was like, I don't want anything unless it has slides. We've got to have the slides. We need the room, especially as much time as we put in it, and we're in it. So, and having the animals. So it's been a really nice one. We've enjoyed being able to open it up, have our space in it, because we've been quite busy. Mm-hmm. We've been gone a lot. So we've put a lot of miles, like you said, on it since we've gotten it.
Yeah. So far, it's been really good. We found a regional service center, A&B Trucking, and so they've been handling a lot of our...
They come here to the house.
Tires and brakes and oil changes and stuff. So. And
you handle all the fixer-upper stuff because that's your job.
All the RV stuff.
Yeah, he's for sure keeps us safe on the road and able to do things when we're out there.
But it's so nice to be able to travel together, have our dog family and being together. And Laura, when she wasn't traveling, she was doing 95% of the work because, all I do is talk and run chainsaws, but you do all the communications and trying to keep up with everybody and where we're supposed to be. And all I do is just look in the calendar, ask you, where are we going? Where should I be and what time and how many people and, which format.
What time do we start?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun building all those relationships with the people, and it was so cool to come back, and everybody's like, "Oh, we're so glad you're back, and it's so good to see you again." And because I have built some really long-lasting relationships with these organizers.
Yeah, nobody asks about me. They always ask,
"Where's Laura?
Is Laura with you? Is Laura with you? How's she doing? Laura okay?"
Yeah, it's been fun being back with them and meeting new people because we've grown so much. I mean, since we both started 26 years ago, our business has just taken off.
This past year has become the COVID year. We actually stayed pretty busy. We were down, I don't know, about 30%, something like that. But then 2022 was the busiest year I have ever had in all the 36 years of traveling on the training.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were just all over the place, and more and more people, and we weren't able to handle all of it. So most of it is actually
this year
moved into the first half of 2023.
Well, 2023 is booked.
Now we're booked solid. So.
And 2024 is what I'm booking now. But I mean, it's just so fun to see the people seeing the seriousness and need of training. It's still a very important aspect of their job. So it keeps us busy, and a roof over our head is, like you like to say, Laura likes to live indoors.
Yeah.
I do when we're here. But I do love to be able to, I think what him and I have decided too, when we come home, this is our resting place. We both love it here. We love this peacefulness of our home. And so when we do come, it's like a retreat. We get to just relax and catch up. I mean,
pull in a driveway and you take a big sigh.
Yeah, you do. You do. And although we're very busy in the moments we're home because we're unpacking, repacking, and going
getting ready
again.
For the next trip.
Yeah. And it's a routine that I think we've figured out pretty well together. We each have our parts and what we got to get done, and we pull together. I mean, you have to work together, right? You can't just expect one or the other to do it all. And so
that's what true Valentines do.
Yeah. We found each other, inspire each other, encourage each other. He's my biggest cheerleader. I mean, this is why I'm doing a podcast today, because he believed in me before I believed in myself in doing it. And so, those things count when you're together, because if you're going different directions and doing your own thing, it's not a happy marriage. I mean, you're just surviving. You're just being a part of each other, but not how truly God wants you to be.
And she couldn't be a speaker. She couldn't talk to people or anything, although she talked to people on the phone all the time, and she talked to people face to face when she went to training. But it was kind of like, I can't talk, I can't record all that stuff. And now you can't get her to be quiet.
But I figured out that I have a lot I want people to say. I want other people to share their stories. And so that's been such a fun blessing for me to have a platform for these people to come to.
I've had a great time just running the recordings on these things and, editing. And it's amazing the journeys within you of those people out there that have contacted you and you've contacted them. It's been some super people, their family issues and how they've overcome them and their personal issues and how they've overcome them. And it is absolutely amazing what God has done out there in humans.
Yes.
In their relationship to others and their family and friends and marriages and all that stuff. And they are as blessed as we are.
We are. Yeah. We are totally. We are blessed. I mean, I want people to know that if you are, like I was in my 30s, and I thought maybe I was not going to ever find someone again because I came out of a bad situation. And I thought, maybe that's just how I'm going to be. And I know there's people out there that feel that way, men and women. They don't feel like there's that person for them. Don't give up. There is that person. And do it scared. Put it out there. I always tell my girlfriends that are, how'd you do this? Put it out there. Tell what you want. Set your standards of what you expect to be with somebody. Because if you just take whatever, then you're always going to be searching for that person. Don't you think?
I think that's very important, is that the right person is out there. And, you have to, first of all, set your standards of what you're going to do and your walk with God. And then basically he'll provide that.
He does. He gives you beautiful blessings like he's given us. And I know there's many more to come. And I'm excited about where we're going and what's happening in our lives.
It's going to be a busy 2023.
Yeah,
I know that.
It is. And we just pray for our health. We pray for, the RV to do its thing and keep riding like it's been doing. And these dogs to do their thing. We're 5 dogs and a bird. That's our tag.
Yeah.
We have a house full, but they keep us busy. I say I'm running a daycare during the day with these kids of ours. But I appreciate you. I love you.
I love you.
And I wish you a very happy Valentine's.
Thank you very much. And happy Valentine's to you.
Thank you for joining my podcast today. We all have a story to share. Each story has purpose and makes an impact to you, the listener, creating a journey with passion and purpose. The journey we're taking is the journey within you. Please share with others and subscribe below.